So today we got the trailer for Ultron, who is the new strategist within Marvel Rivals. We're going to get early access to this hero as well, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we're going to break down all of his abilities, and we're also going to go over the new team ups that are going to be coming to season 2.5 of Marvel Rivals. But as you can see, Ultron looks absolutely insane, and we're going to break down each one of his abilities as we go through this trailer, and we're going to do this as quickly as we possibly can without wasting your time. So as you can see here, we've got Ultron, who looks absolutely insanely cool, one of my favorite villains in all of Marvel, and this is his primary attack, as you can see here. So the way his primary attack works is essentially he's got 6 ammo. So as you can see, the bottom left hand corner, he's got 6 ammo. He blasts a laser and then he gets a final piece of damage once the laser is fully complete. So we'll quickly just show you that on Magneto here. So when he's dealing damage to Magneto, he's essentially blasting the laser, and then he gets a final pulse of damage, as you can see that he does on Storm. So it does a little bit extra damage near the end, and that is 6 shots of that damage, which is absolutely insane amounts of damage for a strategist. He feels more of that DPS strategist hybrid, kind of similar to Adam Warlock. He's not going to be like a main healer, even though it looks like he does output loads of heals as well. But like I said, we'll get on into the rest of his abilities. We also then have his shift ability, which is basically a dash whilst he's flying. So as you can see, he dashes across and he's got 8 seconds worth of overshield. So he gets 100 overshield with his dash as well. So that is basically how his ability works. Kind of similar to the way Human Torch kind of dives down and gains the overshield. Basically, Ultron gains that overshield as well. There's a bit more detail to this ability, which we'll get on into in just a moment as well when we get to see how this works against Wolverine. But as you can see here, more primary damage. And again, this is Wolverine. And essentially, Wolverine grabs him, grapples him to the ground, and he's able to dash away from that grapple. Now, if you've played Wolverine before, you know that the grapple of Wolverine actually stuns you, so you cannot move, but Ultron was able to move in this scenario. So it looks as if stun abilities are not going to work against Ultron when he uses his dash. It's going to be an escape tool. So that's pretty insane, especially since it's a flying hero. That's going to be extremely useful. And obviously, like I said, that overshield lasts that 8 seconds, as you can see on screen right now with the cooldown timer. And that primary attack is just insanely good right now, man. So as you can see, he uses E ability. So the E basically allows you to select one hero in your team, and it basically grants them healing and overshields at the exact same time. And it also gives you overshields as well, as you can see in the bottom of the screen right here. So that is the E when it's activated, healing and overshields. But he's also popped the kind of right click, which is essentially a shield barrier. As you can see in front of Punisher right here, he's got a shield barrier which gives him overshields as well. So the way kind of Ultron works is more based around overshields and not based around actual healing, which is a different way to work the strategist, which is kind of very similar to just healing in general anyway, but it's kind of similar to the way Rocket works with his kind of ultimate. And this is going to be a really different play style to the strategists we currently have in the game, and I'm kind of glad they took it a slightly different direction, because it means that we're getting different kinds of play styles when it comes to Marvel Rivals, and Ultron's going to be an extremely popular hero. I can see him getting used a lot. So as you can see here, he's popped both his E and the right click at the exact same time, and as you can see, you can switch this E onto different heroes. So this is kind of like Luna Snow's Frost, so the kind of snowflake. Essentially, you can move it to different teammates, and as you can see on the ground here, there's a big radius, and within that radius you can heal other teammates as well. So if you're high up with Ultron, you put the E ability on, let's say Punisher for example, you're going to be healing up any teammates within this radius as well, which is essentially his drone. So they're going to be granted overshields and the healing, and then obviously anyone within that radius is also going to get healed and overshields as well. So very similar to, like I said, Luna Snow's Snowflake, and that is a really good way of using Ultron, because obviously a flying hero is going to need some kind of better ways to heal teammates, because he's not always going to be very close to his teammates. So that's how that works essentially. And again, his primary attack just does tons of damage, man. As you can see, he looks like he's going to be essentially what is a DPS. And I'm very happy about that because I'm a huge fan of Ultron. I want to play him a lot. And the fact that he wasn't DPS is kind of a bit disappointing, but it looks like he's going to be outputting tons of damage anyway. So we should not be worried about that at all. And he's 275 HP as well, which is very respectable for a strategist. We now have the team up as well. So as you can see here, the C ability is the team up, and we'll hopefully get to see that in action as well in just a moment. And this skin design just looks ridiculously good, man. This is his ultimate ability. So we never got the team up yet, but this is his ultimate, as you can see. And as you can see, he just fires a blast of damage, and it's damage and healing. So Captain America got healed, whereas the enemies were taking tons of damage when he summons all the Ultron drones. It's slightly different to what we have with the current strategist ultimates, which most of them are just AoE healing blasts, which is a bit annoying. But this one is very different. So from the air, first of all, which is obviously very different because we don't have any flying strategists in the game in the first place, but blasting down damage and then also providing that healing as well at the same time. And he's also CC immune, as you can see over his health bar. He's CC immune during his ultimate as well. So that's one thing I do want to point out, and a lot of people have also missed out in their videos, so that's something to mention. Now when it comes to his team up, I do want to quickly mention this, that his team up basically gives him infinite ammo. So whilst he's got the team up active, he gets infinite ammo, which I think is actually a pretty cool change with Iron Man. So that's something I do want to point out there as well. As you can see, tons of damage as well, but ridiculously cool hero. I can't wait until Ultron comes out. Emma Frost was cool, but Ultron looks insane. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.